Good evening. Good evening. How are we all today? This evening? I hope we are all well. I wonder if it'll show up quite quick this evening. Today, I couldn't see myself. Yeah, it's not coming through now. It looks like there's a bit of a delay on it coming through. It says hum. It says I am live, but it just doesn't want to show it for some reason. And as always, I don't trust Facebook too much. Let's see. There we go. Right, get rid of that then. That's it. We're live, so we're okay. I hope you've all had a good day. Yeah, I was on earlier, and then I came off and had my lunch and did a bit of tidying up, and then Dell was home, and then it was in fact I left to take Hayden to uni before Dell got back. We passed each other down the road. It was great. It took me 35 minutes to get Hayden to uni. It's a 14-mile drive, and because of the time he had to be there, we left him plenty of time. We had to be there for 5, so we left at 4. And yeah, it weren't too bad, but coming back it took me over an hour. So yeah, weren't too impressed about that, but it's the time of day, isn't it? But never mind. So I've come back, we've had tea, and yeah, cleared up from tea, and it's time to craft again, so can't be bad. A few things that I did share today. Stamp sale is currently happening up until I think it's 10:59 tonight. 15% off stamp sets, only stamp sets, not in the last chance. It doesn't include those, and stamp tools, so blocks, brayer, grid paper, stamping mist, lots of things like that. Go and check that out. That's 15% off. Things we have coming up, I can't remember where I've put on pieces of paper. We've got an advent calendar that's be available to order on the 23rd of the 9th, which is this month, and it's a 12 days of Christmas, so keep a lookout for that. What else have we got? Done the sale. World Card Making Day. Stampin' Up are doing a free event on the 4th of October, which 1 till 2. It's available to register now, and they'll be using the handmade and heartfelt kit. So if you want to craft along, grab yourself a kit when you register. I'll be getting mine, but if you just want to register and go, come along, and just create with your own products, that's fine. Right, so this evening, scrapbook page. Now we're using the branching out. Let's just switch cameras. Yeah, we're using the branching out bundle, which is a gorgeous bundle. Love this. I've been having fun creating with this for this week. And we had a play with backgrounds today, using the stamping blends and alcohol, and we created backgrounds and made a card using those. Yeah, really pleased with those. But this year I did pull out some of the Beautiful Gallery papers, because I wanted to go on autumnal, and I thought these are a little bit autumnal. They can be turned autumnal, so I grabbed these. So I might use, or I'm going to use, those this evening. and I thought we'll use a layout from the catalogue. On page 14 of the catalogue, we have some brilliant layouts here for cards, tags, scrapbooks. I mean, you could even use the card layouts for scrapbooks and vice versa, and the tags, just mix them up. But I thought today we would do something along the lines of this one. So we've got a square on a square base and then a panel down. Now I'm using 6x6, so I don't know how this is going to work. I could go totally off piece from that, but that's kind of where I'm starting from with my idea. And I've pulled out some two-tone cardstock, and I'm actually going to do a coloured base. And I'm just wondering what colour. In fact, I think a pecan pie might be nice for autumn. And I've just pulled out some colours that are in the papers to use. And we will go with the light side, I believe. There we go. So we've got our light pecan pie, and then we want a panel inside that. So we're going to use another pet, and you know, I might use. Can we do the light on the dark, or do we go total? Because I'm thinking I like this. So if we went with some, because that goes with the papers, and then we can have a panel of green, say, which I think will look nice. And I think it stands out better. Oh, I don't know actually. It depends which colour you want to pick out of the paper, doesn't it? I'm going to go light, and rather than doing a full square as they've done, I'm just going to use a piece of 6x6 rather than a full square. I think at the moment that's where I'm going. And then do we have a stripe of that down there, or we could go with Mossy Meadow. I think I'd like some Mossy Meadow actually. Let's grab a piece of that. It's all just about playing and seeing which you like. Further darker for that. I am wondering, now that I'm choosing the dark of that, yeah, darker looks better. I know I keep swapping the paper and I can just turn it over, but right, so I want a piece of this about, so we're going to have 3 little squares down here, so we'll have 3x3 photos. Yeah, so I want to tear it somewhere about here, and I am having it torn. As lots of you know, I like tearing on my scrapbook pages, more so than on my cards. I don't tend to tear much on cards, but I do like it on my scrapbook pages. Okay, I'll keep that, 'cause you never know. Right, so it's a bit heavier at the bottom, so we'll turn that. So we'll have that there. And then we can have our paper here, and then have our title up there. Now this has got here a 6x6 photo, but if I put a 6x6 photo, it's going to cover that. So I might have a play. I definitely want that there, so I'm going to glue that down. If I end up putting another layer on, I can add it on, that's not a problem. Right. Line that up, top and bottom. I think I should have given this a bit more thought. It's a bit harder when you use colours that are not your normal colours. I want to back that because I don't want it looking just stuck there, and I think I might back it in. What like Mossy Meadow look like on there? Yeah, because that'll bring it from that. Or we could go something totally different and bring in early espresso. And get dark early espresso. Actually, that's quite nice. Yeah, but I think I'm just going to use card. In some cardstock. Because I have way much more cardstock than I do two-tone. So I'm going to cut this a little bit bigger than 6x6, so 6 1/8 by 6 1/8. Just so I get a nice border all the way around, and then I will border all my photos as well with early espresso to bring it all together. I want to start using more colour bases. I've used lots of white base. I don't tend to use coloured too much. So, hi Carol. Oh, I'm not liking Facebook at the moment. I was saying when I go live, I always have Facebook open so that I can see that I'm live in the right place. And I had the little red border round my picture to say that I was live, and it said you're live, but it wasn't showing on my Facebook feed. So it took me a while, just keep refreshing and checking that I was actually live. I did have a thought what I should do and what I am going to do going forward is set them up as events. So it's on there, it's on the event. So of course then at least people can click that they're going or they're interested, and it'll pop up that way then, rather than being reliant on Facebook saying that I'm live. Right, so we've got that. So I want 3 squares that are 3x3, I think we want. And then I will make my photos that little bit smaller than 3x3. We can make them an 1/8 under. That's 3x3. Those aren't big enough. Let me just grab a scrap. Sure, I've got a scrap. Oh my gosh, maybe not. Oh dear. No, I have to use a sheet. Hello, Hayden. You're supposed to be busy painting. Is that what you do, Kat? Yeah, it's better, isn't it? That's what I need to do. Be more consistent then, won't it, for letting people know. You finished at 7. So why am I picking you up at midnight? Hayden's at uni. Freshers week. And tonight he's gone to an activity, it's painting and that. And he wanted me to pick him up. And it's supposed to be, I dropped him off at 5 till midnight. Well, he's actually finished at 7. Oh, you've got something else on at 8. Oh, okay. What you got on at 8? Anything exciting? Right, so that 5 till 7, then 8 till 12. Okay, I'll let you off. Well done. Hope you haven't got all your friends watching me. Right, so that'll be my 2 photos and yeah, what will that be? Drinks in the bar. Oh, okay. My journaling, and then I've got my paper, and then I'm going to have a title, and I want a 6x4 photo, which I don't think I've got a big enough piece. No. That's not big enough, so we need to go 6 and an 8. So what have you been up to, Carol? Anything exciting? I'm trying to get back into watching everyone. Are you just killing time, Hayden? Okay. When COVID was on, which I know is quite a way away now, I got into a fabulous habit of watching lots of people on Facebook, and I loved it. And as time went on, they changed and they went back to do things with work and stuff. Well, now people have started bringing their lives back, and I want to get back into watching more people's lives again. I like that. Yeah, I want to get into watching a lot of people's lives again. So I need everybody to let me know when they go live, so I can write it. I've got a little notebook and I'm writing down when people go live, so I can write me a little list out, and then I can watch, and I know that when I'm sat here I can watch people. And yeah, I'm not on my own then, sitting at my desk. Right. Coffee and cards this morning. Yes, of course. How did it go? Hope it went well. Right. So I'm going to glue these because I know that's how I want it. But again, I'm not going to glue right to the edge because I know I'm going to cut some bits out, die cut some bits out to decorate with. I've actually joined some new training. I don't know if you've been doing it, Carol. The couple of boot camps that Stampin Up have got going on at the moment. That's what I do, and really miss it when people are not on. Yeah, it's I'll be honest, it got me through COVID, watching other people and having other people, that interaction. And now that I want to get a bit more focused on my business, we're doing these boot camps, growing. I'm going to be at home a lot more, so I want to be able to, yeah, have that interaction without having to take time away from what I'm doing, if that makes sense. Because I want to keep busy. I want to be at my desk, busy, being productive. And yeah, I think that watching people will stop me from watching rubbish on the telly. Bye, Hayden. Have a good evening. Coffee and cards, just your regular two ladies, but that's nice. Yeah, I want to get myself sorted, get this training, and look at just check where I am on there. I'm only using my ruler as a guide for about half an inch. Get back doing some classes again, I think. Get off my bum, source a venue, and yeah, get it done. Oops. I'm not usually as particular about measuring. It's only because my ruler was there. Right, so we've got our 3 pieces on our panel, and we've got our DSP that is our smaller square within our square, and then we've got our 12 by 12, and then I want some nice bits. My title, I think I'm going to have on here, so we can have it up there and it can overlap, and I'm just going to have a simple title, and I might even use something out of here, because I could use the hello and have hello and then autumn and just write autumn on it. Yeah, that is what I'm going to do. So we'll go Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to use two-tone because I want to use the light side. So it's not quite so heavy. I think, keep pushing it up, don't I? With that, or I could bring out basic beige. Some basic beige cardstock. Actually, basic beige would look quite nice, wouldn't it? Just to bring in this here, and then I'll do some of my bits in basic beige as well. Right. I'm just going to die cut this panel. Stick that on. Right. I'm going to keep basic beige out. Put that back on there. And then I've gone ever so warm all of a sudden. I think because everywhere's been shut up. I'm going to stamp hello on there. Right, so stamping mats. These are included in the sale as well. Have you taken advantage of the sale, Carol? I am going to. I think I'm going to stamp in early espresso, and then I can write in Mossy Meadow. That's what I'm thinking. So we'll have hello, doesn't that look nice? That's a beautiful stamp, that is. Stamp's really clear and nice. Love that. I love a big word, simple word. I might actually wait and not write Autumn on there and get Hayden to write Autumn on there for me, because his writing is a lot neater than mine. So that'll go over and over my picture a little bit, which is fine. I am going to do a bit of stamping on here, just so it's not quite so plain. What have we got in here? Could do some pine cones, and if I do a bit of the branch with some of the ferns, and I just want it light, so I'm not going to bit of grid paper. Where have I put my grid paper? Oh, there it is, just so I can stamp off. You've got a couple of stamps in your basket, just deciding if to buy or wait. As you've, yeah, I get that. There's stuff that's coming that I want. I'm umming and ahhing on, what did I want? That's coming out on the 23rd. There was something, I'm sure, on the 23rd. That I wanted. Oh no, it's the 12 days of Christmas, isn't it? The Advent, and I was umming and ahhing about getting that, and that was the 23rd. So I thought, do I just wait till then to order? But I'm like, yeah. I must admit, there's nothing I've got to have. I'm not yeah, not thinking I've got to have that, so I'm going to order for the sake of ordering. I'll wait until, like say, probably next month, next quarter. So I've just done that in Stamped Off Pecan Pie, and I'll bring in Mossy Meadow, and I'm going to grab the smaller fern bits. What are they? Sprigs? Are they fern sprigs? I'm not sure. And I'll just put some of those on there. So it's just to add a little bit. You know, I might not even get Autumn put on there, because I quite like that now, just like that. And then there's the little splodges. We'll have that, and I'm just going to do that in basic beige, just to add a little bit of texture to what we've got. Yeah, I'll do it that way, and up there. That's it. That just adds a little bit of extra. I'm quite happy with that. Happy accident. Love happy accidents. Where did that come from? There. I'm like, where on earth does that fit on there? Right. So that's my bit for there. So I'm going to add that. I am just going to go flat on everything for this one. I'm just going to add glue that side and up there. Yeah, I've done that right. And I want it to line up. Not too many different lines. Okay, so now we can do some decorating. So let's bring out the die bits. Now I'm going to do, I did it today with this, and I cut them in one colour, and then because it's got berries on the ends, so I cut it in the light colour that I wanted the berries, and then coloured in the stalk, the twig, the branch in darker. So I'll run that through a couple of times so we can have a couple of those. And I'm doing that in the basic beige. So I'll end up with basic beige berries on a branch that I will colour in probably early espresso. Okay, so that's a couple of those. Then I'm going to do some of these little ones in pecan pie. And I have got some bits out from today. So I'll do a couple of those. And then I'm going to do some acorns in early espresso. They're not acorns, pine cones. And a couple, oh no, I want mossy meadow, don't I? For some of these fern sprigs. That's it. I'll run these through. Now, because they're my dies, I do run more than one die through at a time. If I'm borrowing dies or I'm at a class, I don't. Just in case they move and twist. I mean, it's not so bad with this because they're quite a way away from each other. When you've got them close, the last thing you want them to do is overlap because it will damage your dies. Okay, so I'll just cut a few of each of these and then we'll do some decorating. You always tape your, that's a very clever idea, Carol. Now I am going to put one here and it's not going to do a full one, but that's okay because I'm having them stuck in behind each other. It's not a problem. This is why you should do what Carol does and stick them down, because then they don't move. But yeah, sticking them down is a very good idea. I do tend to stick them down if I've stamped an image and I'm die cutting it out. Because definitely don't want them to move then, because it looks terrible, or it can look terrible when it's moved. So oops, I'll just cut one more of each. So I've got 3. Just me to poke the only bit that's a bit of waste. I'll turn that. Trying to make the most of the card that I've got. Rightio. And one more of these. And then if you do need anything else after, I can cut some more. But yeah, I love this bundle. And one of the reasons I really love it is because it's not Christmas specific. I mean, the card I made today wasn't Christmas, but you could put a Christmas on it. I've been sharing this week lots of autumnal kind of cards, but I have made a couple of Christmas cards with it. Helen, hello! You've just ordered. Have you ordered this? I love it. Absolutely love it. I was being very picky and very selective with what I ordered for my Christmas crafting. I was like, I'm not overdoing it like I always do. Because I'm not doing classes at the moment, you know, it was silly to order loads. But this, because I wanted the dies and I love it. You want the stamps now? Well, there you go. Next order. They are beautiful. I mean, what have I made? I've got my box here of stuff that I've made. And these are all my Halloween ones. Oh, here. I mean, this is one of my favourites that I did. And stamping and then adding some die cut bits as well. It's just that branch with them bits where you can add more and more ferns to it. It's gorgeous. Right. So we've got those. And for just a little bit of extra dimension on them, I am going to add just that tiny bit of blending with a brush that's already got green on. I do believe the green that's on there is garden green, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. It just adds a little bit dimension. You can hardly see it, to be fair. I will add some. Oh, thank you, Carol. There we go. That's got a bit of mossy meadow to that one, just because it was going. I've used this brush today and got most of the ink off it that was on. But there we go. That's that one. And then I want to add a little bit to these little pecan pie sprigs. There's nothing left on that now because I used that today as well. I will show you what I've done, but I don't know if you will actually be able to see. I think it just gives it that little bit of extra dimension. If you just put a bit of shading. Don't know if you can see. Yeah, it's just dark around that one side. I think it just brings them to life a little bit. Right, so we've got our ferns, our sprigs, our acorns. I've lost one of those. Oh well, if I need another one, I can do one. And then these, I'm just going to do the what? No, I'll do both. So it's cotton basic beige, and then let me just bring you down. And you can't see too well on this paper because it's filthy. There we go. And then I'm just going to do colour in the twig. Now, I'm not being perfect at making the berries round because I don't feel anyone's going to look at it that closely. I mean, you could cut another one out of another colour and cut out the berries, but I'm too lazy. So I'll just colour it in. And on the card I made today, it worked well. What did I do? I think I did cherry cobbler. Oh, yeah, cherry cobbler, and then I coloured them in early espresso again, and it looked really good. Well, it's ever so quick to do. There we go. Thank you. Yeah. Thing is, I mean, you could leave it all in one colour, but it's nice, isn't it, to do things just a little bit different. And I've got to say, I love berries of all kinds. At Christmas, I decorate with lots of berries. I don't have tinsel on my tree. I have garlands of berries. Does anyone actually still use tinsel on the tree? Or is that a thing that's gone now? There we go. Right, I'll just pop you back up. I don't want to make you... There we go. That's okay. There. Right, so we can start. You have tinsel everywhere. Yeah, tinsel's good. I think tinsel got a bit of a bad name, didn't it? I think when it all went a bit like cheap and nasty. But I think tinsel over thing, especially when you've just got like candles or your Christmas tree lights on and it shimmers, because it's only thin, isn't it? And if you get a bit of a breeze, it shimmers and it twinkles. I love that. Right. Okay, I haven't quite gone as high as I was before. There we go. Now you can see. So let's decorate. Page. See, and by not gluing down exactly like the edges, I can just tuck things in. And we've got that one I like there. And then we can have another one over. Oh, could do it opposite actually. Yeah, I like that. It's not exactly opposite, is it? But, you know. And then we can add that in there. These are they cat's tails that look like that? I can't remember. Quite like actually having one day. No, that's too much down there. But do I want one top and one bottom? Or maybe just the bottom? I like that. Yeah, that's a little bit close to be able to put one down there. I do like, let's just see if I move that over maybe. Right, let's glue these where we want them. Come on, glue. My glue decided. There we go. I changed my season tree yesterday, I think it was. I have one of those little white trees that I had for my stall to hang little things on, and well, I brought it in the house and created it a season tree. I've had it, this will be the second year, and yesterday we took all the summer stuff off it because I was like, you know, it's a bit late now for summer. Let's change it up. And I realised I haven't got a lot of autumn I've got Halloween, but no, not a lot of autumn. So we went to the range yesterday and I picked up, they're only a cheap little box of little bits to create a wreath, like bits to put on a wreath when you've got the main wreath. And I thought, oh, I can hang them. And then I thought, if I do some of these, can pop some of these on. Oh, I like them there. And hang as sprigs. That look quite nice. Do you know, I'm putting glue on these. These have got adhesives on, adhesive sheets. Never mind. There we go. Nice. And then we'll glue this. So yeah, I currently have a Halloween tree. I will share some photos tomorrow of my little Halloween setup. I've got my Halloween house kit that I bought last year. That got put in a cupboard nice and safe. So I've got that back out. And my little jelly cats. I've got a couple of Halloween jelly cats. I've put those out as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to creating some more to hang on there. Right. I think that is nearly there. Once I've got photos, I want a journaling bit here, don't I? They were 3 by 3, so I'm going to put a basic beige because I don't want to be putting white on. I haven't got a scrap. Oh, I have. Is this big enough? Because I need it just under 3 by 3. Oh, it might be, you know. I'll have an 1/8 under. Oh, no, it was... No, I've messed that up. So we won't use that. I think I need a new blade. Oh, that's very vanilla. A new pack. Oh gosh, who'd have thought I'd have got through a whole pack of basic beige? Nah, surely not. Surely I've had some from somewhere. Can't have used a whole pack. Oh, I don't use it that often. This might have been one of the colours that Louise was given on stage when it came out and she shared with me, which that would make more sense. Half a pack, thereabouts. Right, so I'll chop it in half so that I've got a card base, and then we'll cut our 2 7/8 square on my journaling. I must admit, I have used it a lot more than I thought I would, because I really didn't think it was going to be something I would use very often. Right, I'm going to use the Just a Note so that I can add some lines on here. That, and oh my gosh, I think I need a new, oh my gosh, that's even worse. But I don't like to change it when there's no need. Make it last. Come on, Lise, get with it. And I will use, I'm going to go basic beige, so they're just fine lines on there. Don't want it too dark. Okay, excuse my head if you see my head. Do apologise. It's about central. Lovely. Not too bad, not too bad. It's got a little bit of a wonk, but not massively. And then I'm going to add, I think I'm going to add just, no, I'm not going to add anything on there yet. I can add that on after, when I know exactly what I'm going to use it for. I can stamp a subtitle on there. I mean, if I put a photo of me and my friends, I could just put friend and it could be hello friend. I could put autumn on there, couldn't I? And hello autumn. I want another pine cone. Where did that pine cone go? Because I had 3. Let's just quickly cut another pine cone. Oh, it's still in here. I knew I'd done 3. And I can just add a little pine cone down here. I'll add it that side just to tie that in. I could stamp one, but because I've got this cut, just add that in. There. I've got a bit of a glue blob there. I'll just get the glue rubber and get rid of that. And once you see one, you see loads more. Okay. Right, let's grab some embellishments. What have we got? I haven't got a lot of embellishments. I've been using these, which are Pecan Pie and Basic Beige and the neutral matte dots. I think they go really nice with this. White and one black. But yeah, I haven't got many left. What should we go with? I think we'll go with a mix. So we can have some Basic Beige around here. And a large one tucked. There. There we go. So we've got Basic Beige around there. And then if we do Basic Beige around here as well. And if I find the large ones are too big, I find that I can use them if I tuck them under. Because they don't look quite so large. So we've got an even number now, so that won't do. So we need, I'll put Basic Beige, Pecan Pie on here. Just like that. And there we go. There is our scrapbook page for today. So we've got our branching out bundle that we've used. Very little, actually. We've got a bit more glue on there. I've made a mess tonight. I didn't use as much of the stamps as I thought I would. In fact, I'm going to bring in, I wonder if Pecan Pie, Basic Beige will show on here. Just to bring in a bit of round them. You might not be able to see it, but I can. There we go. That just adds a little bit of round by them. Thank you. Yeah. So we've used our bundle. We've brought in the Beautiful Gallery papers, which are gorgeous. Took our colour inspiration from those. And then the design for the layout out the catalogue was this one. So they've got their base, and then they've got a slightly smaller square inside that, which we've used the DSP for that other square, but we've used it smaller. We've got the panel down with the 3 on. We've got our 4x6, and then they've used a banner and we've used a label. So yeah, we've included everything that we needed to off that layout, changed it about a bit to fit what we wanted, because I definitely wanted to use these papers. I think they fit really well with this suite, this bundle. I think there's so much that goes with this bundle. I mean, I brought it to go with the Nests of Winter. That's what I originally brought it to pair up with, because I thought, you know, that's perfect. And also I'm going to be using it with, I can't even remember what the paper's called, but this that's got the animals, and the postal wagons and stuff, Christmas. And this is an album that I'm currently on with, hoping to get finished this weekend. And then I'm going to be doing a written tutorial for that. It'll be up in my shop. But yeah, I just thought it was a real good bundle to go with a lot of things. So yeah, right, let's switch you back round. I have a complete and utter mess again on my desk. Start off keeping it all nice. I think I'm going to get me a box or a tub container to put beside me, so that when I've used stuff, rather than just having it all, I put them in there and then I can put them away one at a time from there. Because at the moment I just look at this and I'm like, right, where do I start? But never mind, it'll all get put away. So thank you very much for joining me. If you're watching this on YouTube or on replay, do drop a comment. I do like to read everybody's comments. Carol, remind me of when you're live, my dear, so I can write it on my little pad. And then I'll be able to remember to put you on. And then when I'm sat here, I can, yeah, sit and watch. Mondays at 7. Mondays 7. And Tuesdays at 1:30. Excellent, thank you. Mondays I sometimes go to a journaling group, so but Tuesdays 1:30 I'll definitely be at my desk at that time. That's the plan. Yeah, I've actually blocked out time in my diary that's when I'm working. So yeah, brilliant. Right, thank you very much, and I'll speak to you all next week. Bye. You're welcome, Carol.